Welcome back, one and all. It took a bit longer to get this going than I thought it would. The sound was not cooperating. But we're back, and we're back in the Whistlewood, yes. So yeah, what I was thinking this time around for Octopath Traveler, rather than like cruising right along to pick up another character, what I'm going to do instead is I'm going to explore some of the side areas that I can. Because I am just close enough to the right level that I can go through the Whistlewood. Now, I've already like run around and gotten to a few fights to gain some more experience off stream, but yeah, it's still kind of challenging in here. It could certainly be much worse. It has been. Oh, it just so happens that I think I've actually explored the entirety of this area. Fancy that. Oh, well, I guess I'm going to leave the Whistlewood now, aren't I? I suppose I might have to come back here for a quest or something afterwards. Hey, you're new. What are you?
What is the logical course of action?
What are you and what are you weak against? That's Kate.
Come in, if thou darest.
That was a miss. Linda! That did not that much.
Defeated.
Let's bring out Miles! Mild-mannered Miles.
Let's
oh, nice.
do this!
If I get a pile of treasure off of that, then it was worthwhile doing that.
Letting the hunt begin.
Says Hamlet. That was quite the impressive grunt, Hamlet.
Let's do this! I'll do my best.
These monsters are wickedly tall.
Oh, I
See if they stand up to that. No, they do not.
Not bad. A passing.
Holy crap. I'm assuming that was because of the monster, the Kate thing, or cat, or however you pronounce that thing that I just killed. Well, alright, coming in here was definitely worthwhile. How we doing for skills? Ah, Hannah can learn a new one. Okay, Mercy Strike is handy for when you want to capture things, I guess. Maybe we'll go with Leg Hold Trap. I can see how that'd be useful for a boss. So what's the new support skill she knows? Eagle Eye increases the equipping character's critical rate by 50. Thank you very much. That's gonna be real handy. Now, it seems to me as if there's not much to do in the Whistlewood just yet, so let's leave and head up north. Because I think there's an area up there that I can go to now. I'm a high enough level to get to. Alternatively, I can backtrack to some of the towns to see if I have the skills required to finish some side quests. Par exemple, let's head back to Tressa's stomping grounds. I ruined my reputation here by screwing around with,
Hello.
yeah, screwing around with, Cyrus's ability too much.
Hey there.
Ooh, that's pretty nice. Okay, you've got a few things I want.
Blast!
Blast! Excuse me, I need you to restore my reputation. People around here hate me so much. I expect you to be on your best behavior now because I bullshitted to everybody in town. What a neat person you are. Yeah, I'll definitely get that spear, thank you. I know about the bronze vest, but the black attire is handy for... Well, I'll definitely buy for Hanut. I don't know about the other two. That'll do for now. Yeah, I don't really want to sell the arcane hatchet. Not yet, anyway. Yeah, screw it. I'll sell the stone bow. I got no idea when I'm going to be using that thing next. Sell the buckler. Sell the leather vest. And we're good. Alright. Of course, I could have gotten black attire off of this person for a little bit cheaper, but you know. Ooh, the beastly scarf. That'd be pretty nice. I'm gonna have to build up enough cash for that. So, what am I supposed to do to help you with your grief? Also, I'm going to buy that plate shield off of you. Thank you. Although I don't really know who to give it to. Let's give it to Hanut, I guess. Bam. Yeah, so let's check my journal here. Oh, side stories, there we go. Crosslands, flatlands, coastlands. Coastlands is where I want to go. So maybe I beat the crap out of them? Blast! Blast! Maybe if I provoke him. Oh dear, he's a lot stronger than I expected. Let's try it anyway. I have no idea if this is what I need to do, but we'll see.
Now, letting us hunting. Letting the hunt beginning.
Beginning. Oh dear, you're rather tough, aren't you?
What
You're
next?
really tough, aren't you? Oh crap.
Letting my arrow flying true.
Well, I found out what you're weak against. Not that that's really helping me much.
I will not be thy prey. Coming, if thou darest.
Meep! Well, he's gone.
Missest me. Letting my arrow flying true.
Oh crap, I was hoping I would hit him twice. This one's for all the marbles. That did nothing. I'm screwed.
Missest me. I will not be the...
Does she have like a little thing tied around her tail? And we're down. Oh, maybe that's what I had to do. Tony, I never knew you were so strong. I even surprised myself, Matilda. Look at how strong I am, beating the tar out of these tiny little animals. But when I thought of you and knew that I was battling for our future, I was filled with strength such as I've never felt. Tony. Matilda, I would do anything for you. Why, I would lay down my very life for your happiness. So I ask once more, will you give me your hand in marriage? Oh, Tony, I never realized your love was so strong and true that you would beat the tar out of poor defenseless animals, well, not defenseless, but animals in the middle of the street. Yes, yes, 1,000 times yes. How nice.
Hi.
I feel unstoppable.
Yes.
Sorry, I've retarded his convictions after watching him beat the crap out of you. A merchant of unknown origins involved in a mysterious trade. The goods he sells and how he obtains them are also a secret. Cool. Well, I'd better stop by the local inn.
Greetings to ye.
Okay then.
Huh.
A young boy who lives in Rippletide. Often left to his own devices by his busy parents, he spends much of his time with his elderly neighbor, listening to stories of faraway lands.
Greetings.
Exotic grandma! Ooh. I traveled far and wide across this world and learned many tongues. That's what makes her exotic. Not that I ever get the chance to speak them. All my knowledge is good for is telling tales to the children. An elderly woman who has acquired deep knowledge of the world's languages and cultures through her travels. No longer fit for such adventures, she lives to impart her knowledge to others. Tony's mother. It seems my son has finally settled down with a woman he loves. It's a relief for me as a mother, that's for sure. I don't know when he grew to be such a strong young man. When he beat the shit out of me, that's when he did. Tony's mother, a strong and robust woman who worries about her son, who was raised to be as spineless as his own father.
The truth is...
Le Man. Always wanted to be an adventurer, but between the two of us, he can't even tie his shoelaces without someone's help. Le Man. Yes, I've already told Le Man to go adventure. Okay, well, I think I've clued up most of the quests in here. Let's see. Yeah, let's head up there. Undertow Cove, which I will not go to because that's incredibly dangerous. Now, where are these money lenders that this guy owes money to?
Good day.
Oh, the moneylender's right here. You better repay me what I'm due. Your debts are only gonna keep growing at this rate. Your parents must be weeping in the afterlife to see you like this, Professor. You spineless weakling, good for nothing but cracking open books. A miserable moneylender who looks for easy prey. Once he discovers his chosen target's weakness, he exploits it for a quick profit. Having never succeeded in his studies, he now holds a personal grudge against anyone who looks the least bit intelligent. Well, let's beat the crap out of him. If I can.
Now, let us hunt him. What next? Letting the hunt begin. I will not be thy prey. What next?
This may not work very well, but we'll see. If not, I'll come back and deal with them later.
Letting the hunt come. Coming, if thou darest.
Because I don't have the means to heal myself right now.
Letting my arrow fly and true.
Well, that's a lie, I do.
This will help.
Why don't I just do that, doy? I got loads of healing
Listen
waves.
to me. Letting my arrow fly and true.
You see, there's not many situations you can't solve by mauling your enemies to death with a giant cat.
Letting come. Coming. If
You
thou
headbutted me,
darest.
you jerk! How dare you?
Letting my arrow fly in true.
Extort.
Come
He's
in,
extorting
if
money
thou
out of me in
darest.
mid-battle.
Letting my coming.
Gotta admire his dedication to his craft.
I will not be the coming if thou darest.
He's just getting mauled to
Letting
death
the
by
hunt
this giant
begin.
cat in the middle of the street. Sure, why not?
I will not be thy prey.
This would
Coming
probably make more
if
sense if
thou
I was using
darest.
Olbert to do this.
The hunt endeth.
Debt resolved. Huh? What do you think you're doing? You planning on sticking up for this useless milksop? I know that you have been illicitly inflating the debt that is owed you. Yet I have continued to pay you all that you demanded, not wanting to give you any chance to dirty my father's good name. But I have paid you more than enough! Or should we take this to some greater authority and see whose side justice comes out upon? Fine. Do as you please. You won't be so tough next time when you don't have a giant cat. Thank you very much. Your courage inspired me to find my own, after you did all the hard work. It is time that I propel myself to pursue my own dreams. I have been thinking for some time that I would like to set out on a journey. There are so many poor children in this world who cannot get the education they deserve. I want to change that. And I will begin right here in the Flatlands. I will embark on a journey to teach the poor children of these lands. Good for you.
Good day to you.
A mild-mannered woman who treats everyone with such kindness that some men have grown infatuated with her. She's completely unaware that these admirers have misinterpreted her actions and even fought amongst themselves over her supposed affections. For the most part, other women pity her lot and think the men utter fools.
See, here it is.
A small home for one feels terribly small and cramped in comparison. I'll be buying that. I seem to be missing something. No, forget I mentioned it. Wait, I bought it from him. Wait, has the stream stopped? I need to check something here. No, we're good, we're good. There seemed to be an error. I just bought it from him. It's not like I stole it from him, so why is he acting like it vanished? My master was generous enough to bequeath me an invaluable inheritance, memories of a loving family, a place within a noble legacy, and a symbol of my service. I have hidden it for safekeeping and recorded the location in my journal. See, I bought it off of him, though, so it's not like it went missing. Spirited Girl's possessions. When happy, she jumps in the air for joy. When sad, she slumps to the ground in dismay. Her sole dream is to become the realm's greatest actress. Though her friends sing her praises, the greater world knows nothing of her talents. Still, her talents are undeniable, and if given the opportunity, she will seize it and never look back.
Greetings to ye.
Okay. It's a rum notion for a lad to get into his head, but truth be told, he's not fit for anything else that I can tell. Quite possibly the most spirited woman in town. Gregarious and assertive, the townsfolk see her as a leader. Her somewhat quiet son, however, tends to follow the pack, much to his mother's dismay. Oh, I've already gotten that, yeah.
Oh, yes!
So who's this Milo fellow?
Eyeing me.
Crest bearing drunk, a stupid piece of sparkle. This Crest won't even buy me a proper drink round here. What? You think it means anything, this useless thing? Sure, it meant I was part of something once. What does that mean? Nothing. Brotherhood don't fill your belly. A terrible drunk who becomes incredibly violent when deep in his cups. A former mercenary, he knows all too well how to hurt a man, and his rampages had led him to be cast out from many a tavern. His sole prized possession is a small gold medal. No, thank you.
Hello.
Windmills, you say? A man of the Frostlands attempting to design a new kind of windmill. For a time, he was apprenticed to an inventor while pursuing his studies. Specializes in improving upon established designs, making them cheaper to produce or more efficient to operate.
That's right.
Can I not talk to the man? Oh, there we go.
Hello.
Take an interest in the axe! It's not a very impressive axe, I have better.
Hello there.
What? No. I don't want to do that. No, thank you.
Greetings.
Fancy jaunty plumes atop their head. Now I need to do is find one in need of a squire. A young man who wants more than anything to help others, proud of how his father supports public figures from the shadows, he strives to live up to his example. Should he follow in his footsteps, no one will ever know how instrumental he is to the success of others.
Listen.
Hi, who are you?
Greetings.
This tome, The Ancient Capitals, contains a record of the ancient city of gold. Look, do you see? An entire city where everything is made of gold. I wish there were more details about it, but it's only the briefest mention. An avid reader who spends most of her waking hours in the Royal Library. She would rather read than eat and once neglected to sleep for 3 days, too absorbed in a good book. She claims to have inherited her love of literature from her late mother.
How are you doing today?
So where, pray tell, am I supposed to find this book? I suppose I'll have to find it, wherever it may be.
Hello there. Sure is rain.
Anyway, that's enough running around this place looking for stuff like that. Let's actually go... I haven't been up there yet. Although the quickest way for me to do this, it would be to legitimately run out through the door here. The main gate, I should say. And through the main gate we shall go. Seeing as how we're all pretty leveled up now at this point. Tress is getting relatively close to learning a new skill. It's probably going to take a few more fights. This way! Noble Court. That's where I need to go. Well, I don't need to go there, that's just where I'd like to go. Danger level 17? Well, I'm right on top of that. Hey, there's a fellow over there. Let's go have a chat with that fellow. Hey, fella. What are you doing out here?
Damnation!
Awkward boy. That damn old coot chafing me off like that? Oh, what do you want, huh? Get away from me! Town? An extremely feckless young man. He is kind deep down, but too prideful to show it. Rather like a lot of young men the world over, one might be tempted to say. Wind amulet. Reduces wind damage when taken, prevents silence. Now, I think I definitely want her to equip that, and I may as well equip the other one on her. Shrine of the Sage, eh? Well, let's go in there and see what that's all about.
I will battle.
The music has changed. Interesting. What sorcery is this? Lind isn't blind. Lind will still attack you.
What's this now?
No,
My turn now.
seems so shocked every time. Well, it's just well to use analyze then, I guess.
Much to learn.
My turn now. Here I go.
What's this now?
Oh, you're not doing very well there, Hannet.
Let your wounds be healed.
And now she's asleep. Perfect.
Well then. Yeah,
What is the logical...
my turn. Here I go. I'll do my best.
This goat is one tough bastard.
Prepare yourself.
As well throw everything I got against us.
Interesting dilemma.
There we go. That did it. Overkill, but it works.
Thus ends your lesson.
The beast has been slain. I have destroyed the mighty goat. Let's see what this place is all about. A voice echoes in your head. Hail, traveler. I am Aliphat, the Scholar King. Okay. Unto thee, who dost boldly venture to this place, I impart the knowledge of the heavens. What's happening now? You unlock Scholar as a secondary job. Nice. You can now equip secondary jobs from the main menu. Why don't you give it a try? Secondary job changes more than just the weapons and skills available to you. You can switch to your secondary job freely, but only one character can use a given secondary job at a time. Well, seeing as how I've got a scholar in the party, I don't think I'm going to switch that over just yet until I find another secondary job. Because that way I can turn Cyrus to one, and then whoever to another. Nice to have, though.
It's like this.
Our troupe is in dire need of new players, but I need a pair of actors who have good chemistry and can play off one another. I've been waiting here for two aspiring actors to just show up. Sadly, this approach hasn't proven very successful. But why wouldn't it? While visiting a foreign country in his youth, he witnessed an incredible acrobatic act and decided to make his own troupe when he returned home. Now he travels from town to town, bringing joy and excitement to young and old alike. Undoubtedly, I'm going to have to bring people to him.
Time to teach you a lesson. Oh, ice! Pierce them through!
That didn't quite
My
work.
turn now.
Nah, let's save Miles for when I may need him more at the very least, until I can replace him with somebody. It's not worth it to use him here.
May the sacred flame shine forth.
That didn't do much.
Let's do this.
What next?
An interesting dilemma.
About lightning, how do you feel about lightning?
Light! Smite them down!
Doesn't really care.
Coming, if thou darest.
Oh yeah, I forgot he's the one who did that. What a nuisance.
Well then. Well then. Prepare yourself! Ha! Oh no!
Oh no, giant intimidating bird.
What's this now?
Fire, how do you feel about fire? Don't really care too much about that either, it
Let
seems.
my arrow holding back nothing.
That goat is one tough son of a bitch.
Sorcery.
What's this now?
Am I dying? Is that what that means?
Much to learn.
Daggers. I
do
got
my
nobody
best.
here who can do anything with that. Oh, screw it. Well, I can't boost it. Oh well, never mind. Never mind.
Oh
Oh, and I can't boost. That's what that does. Alright. Oh great, now she's also asleep.
You should have studied harder.
Odd. Oh well. I will be back in just 1 second. And lo, I have returned as quickly as that. Is there another shrine over here? That's neat. That's the case. Whisper Mill and Noble Court. What an interesting batch of ruins. Hello, what's this?
Standest thou against me? Then be hunted. Letting the hunt beginneth.
How dost thou feel about axes, giant ant? Oh, you don't really seem to care. Jaws of darkness.
What next?
I'll do my best.
Let's give him a plum.
Have this.
That's the sweetest plum.
Oh no.
Oh no.
An interesting dilemma.
After getting perforated so much.
Letting the hunt beginneth.
Oh, that didn't quite work out the way I would have liked. It doesn't care about spears either. I bet you any money it's weak against light, seeing as how it can do darkness-based stuff.
May the sacred flame shine forth!
No, I'm wrong.
Come in, if thou darest. Holding back nothing.
I just want to do as much damage as I can.
Thus ends your lesson.
Awesome, sure. I'm not quite sure how I got there, but okay. Just sort of wedge my way up the little step, I guess. Okay, so what is this shrine? Oh, the Hollow Throne, it's called. Danger level 25. I don't think I should go in there just yet.
I've done my research on you.
Oh god, evil bush! Not the evil bush!
Now, what next?
Let's do this!
How do you feel about spears? Well, you're pretty nonplussed by it.
Bring about a miracle of healing!
It's a miracle! We're
What
alive!
next?
Alive! Let's summon a beast.
Here I go!
Bows? How do you feel about bows? Also nonplussed.
I'll do my best!
An interesting dilemma.
What next?
And now let's work on wailing on that thing.
Holding back nothing.
How about fire? I bet it doesn't want fire. There we go, that makes sense.
My turn now!
What next?
I'll not be defeated. Prepare yourself!
Yeah, it's just go right ahead on that one. Boom.
An interesting dilemma.
Now they're all going to burn!
Oh, flames! Rage! Wrong!
What next?
Although I probably should have used Lynn for
What's
that.
it do?
Aha!
Time to close up shop.
I have achieved a valorous victory against the ants and the bushes. Go me, what a hero I am. I have no idea where I'm going. There's a town over here. Maybe I should go to the town.
Step right up. Let's do this.
Well, after we deal with more of this, I guess. Right now, it seems like some healing might be required.
Rage! Wrong! What's this?
Letting my arrow fly and true.
Always picking on Ophelia, like a bunch of jerks. Hallelujah!
What's this now? Oh, flames! Rage strong!
What next?
I will not be defeated. Here I go!
What's this now?
Just you and me now, Aunt.
Sorcery.
What to do? You got more than you bargained for.
Excellent. Oh wait, there's a treasure chest up there. Maybe I should go get that, yeah? Yeah, good idea. Oh look, the soul stones, which I never use. Oh, there's that fellow in his tent. What you doing, buddy? Bitch in a tent?
Open for business.
What is the logical course of action?
Letting my arrow fly and true.
Here I go!
See, there's not really anything she can do specifically that's going to damage them too much, so screw it. There.
Well then,
I'll just poke it a little.
may the sacred flame shine forth!
Letting my arrow fly and true.
Oh, ice! Here's through!
My turn now!
That's not so
Got
bad.
more than you bargained for.
And Tressa's soon able to learn a new skill. Excellent. What the hell is that? Oh, it's just like a hummingbird or something, I guess. Just looking very pixelated, that's all. Noble Court! What's new foolishness gonna get up to in this new town?
Oh, hello.
This is the august town of Noble Court, though truth be told, we've seen better days. Oh, nice. This woman who married her childhood sweetheart now helps him to run the inn they inherited from his father. Of late, they have seen an increase in business, and she has been pressuring her husband to perform renovations that they might attract even more patrons. Very good. That's kind of terrifying. Why is she laughing so much? Yes. I want to find myself some rare and exotic accessories, something to help me stand out from the crowd. Soul knife. This woman lives with a young florist. Though they are unmarried, they have a happy life together with their child. While she appreciates the man's warm and welcoming demeanor, she wishes that he could be a bit more assertive in his trade, as his utter incompetence as a salesman is rather concerning. Mommy just loves collecting unusual things. A young boy who adores flowers, though to be fair, deep down, what young boy does not? Affable antiquarian. I just bought a notebook off a traveling merchant, but look, someone's already written in it. I wonder if it was someone's diary. Contains entries about a special someone. Thank you! Wait, did I charge too little? Warm and gregarious, that's the second time he's used that word to describe somebody. This merchant travels from town to town, plying his trade that he might care for his ailing parents. Somewhat lacking in business acumen, he has a penchant for agreeing to almost any exchange, no matter how ill-advised. Nevertheless, he somehow manages to procure rare treasures. Ah, curious antique. Whatever I may use that for. Where is that exactly? What does that count as? Ah, fetches a high price if sold. Okay. Fair enough, fair enough. Accomplished Greybeard. Are you going to teach me a shout? You know how to do Fusroda? Fus? There's been a fair bit of trouble with a prowling thief, but now I've got just the thing to deal with him. Conjure-friendly bow. For elderly allies of justice. You got old man Batman here. Although with the bow, I suppose he's more like Hawkeye. An old man who recently ran a burglar out of town. Lacking confidence in his frail body, he had all but given up, until he remembered the short bow he had purchased and used it to chase the ruffian away. Oi! Place is off limits! At least, that's what that crackpot Barrow told me to say. I'll be the judge of that. A young man claiming to be the disciple of the man he lives with. He has yet to learn anything of note, though. I know just the way to get you out of the way. Beat the tar out of you with an animal. I need to get out of here.
Standest thou against me? Then be hunted. Letting the hunt beginneth.
Okay, he's not weak against that.
I will not be thy prey. Letting my arrow fly in true.
He's inhibited my offensiveness. He's also not weak against that. Shit.
What next?
Oh, there we go. The frog will help me with this.
Letting my arrow fly in true.
I gotta try to capture more beasts.
Coming, if thou holding back nothing.
There we go.
The hunt endeth.
And I don't know what happened. This strange-looking woman came into town and she beat the tar out of a man with a frog. I say she's a witch. It seemeth we have won. Hello.
Ugh.
Are you a thief or something? Please try to behave yourself here. Mysterious seed. Yeah, sure, I'll buy that. Why not? A scholar of military history and stratagems who is extremely protective of his work. He refuses to leave his home unless absolutely necessary. Naturally, this means he has no students to whom he can pass on his wisdom. I can't actually take him with me, though. I'm gonna have to keep this guy in mind, though. I may need him for something later.
Dear me.
What have we here? A traveler, you say? Make yourself at home. Except I'm not going to let you inside because you're a ruffian who just beat the tar off of a man with a frog. You also have a soul knife. Interesting. Seems to be a common commodity around here. I'm not letting anybody buy me, no matter who it is. But you said I was welcome. I don't understand.
Oh!
Fashionable traveler, what ho! Do you like the cut of my pantaloons? I bet you do. They're my own design, fashioned of silk from Gendi's finest fabrics in Quarry Cress, or Gendi. They're both comfortable and durable. Why, they'll survive a trampling by a shire horse, and I should know, because I've been trampled by more horses than you can believe. I am horribly, horribly wounded. This traveler, with an unquenchable thirst for adventure, manages to survive by fashioning makeshift tools when in imminent danger. Though his luck will surely run out one day, he cannot help but continue to tempt fate. A use for textiles. I don't understand. Like, I really actually don't get some of the stuff I get from doing these skills with these people, but I know, I'm sure sometime I'll figure it out. I don't think this is where I should be going at the moment. I'm not allowed to go to the rich person's house? Okay, then. Hi, who are you? Oh, it's you. Do you by chance remember me? Maybe? I'm Kit. You gave me a healing grape when I was lying wounded on the roadside. Oh yeah, that's right, I forgot about you. In truth. How goes my journey, you ask? I'm afraid to say I feel as if I've gone as far as I can on my own. There are too many dangers to face alone. I wonder if some band of travelers might not allow me to join them on the road. I'm a band of travelers. If I was able to use guide, I'd be able to take him with me, but of course the game doesn't want me to do that. That would make too much sense. Can I get to the house back there? Maybe not. Maybe not. Oh wow, there's more to this town? Huh. Go figure. There's a lot to do here then.
Hello?
If you head west along this bridge, you'll reach the Commoners District. Careful though, it's quite dangerous these days. Lots of daggers. If only I had somebody who could use them. Such unrefined behavior has no place in this town. Fine. What say you?
Hello.
May not look it now, but I was once in charge of an entire company of mercenaries. But 3 of my men betrayed me, and everything fell apart then. My company, my life. And those 3 turncoats, they're still out there somewhere, walking around free as can be, still with the crest they took from me. Haven't the coin or strength to go after them myself. If only someone would see justice served. I know where to find one of these guys. I miss the days when House Azelhart watched over this town. It reminds me, Lord Geoffrey had a young daughter. I wonder whatever happened to her. A man from noble court who works as a carpenter, carrying on the legacy of his father and grandfather. With the notable exception of House Azalhart's estate, his family helped build most of the houses in the town, and so he is more than willing to perform simple repairs for the cost of materials. What sayeth you, old man?
The plain truth is...
We've had a grave robber sneaking around here lately. Can't people just let the dead rest in peace? In my younger days, I'd have given 'em what for, but these old bones don't move like they used to, and the scoundrel just keeps running away. If only there was some way to bring that no-good scoundrel to justice. Try that again. There we go. The Gravekeeper of Noblecourt. How he came to hold the position is anyone's guess, but no one is particularly motivated to ask questions, and most will allow that they could do a lot worse than the stubborn old man. Hello. My dream is to become a successful player and act upon a grand stage someday. I've heard that a traveling troupe is looking for actors. But they want a pair, and I have no partner. If only I could find someone who would join me on such a journey. A man with dreams of becoming an entertainer who dedicates himself to all aspects of acrobatics. Fortunately, whenever he becomes nervous in front of an audience, he can't seem to stop laughing. I know where to bring him, I just need to find a friend for him. Well, let's go to Atlasdom, because I know where I can find one of those crests. This man, right here.
Eyeing me.
I guess I have to beat the tar out of him for it. He looks pretty tough, though. Well, let's try it. And the drunk forget himself in peach. In peach. Make wine, not war.
Now, letting us hunt him. Letting my arrow fly in true.
Crap. Oh, this is going to go
my
poorly.
arrow fly in true. Sorcery.
No, just poison.
No.
That's not going to be as easy as I thought. I'll have to come back later.
Oh, yes!
Let's go stay a night at the inn and then head back to Noblecourt, I guess. I'll come back and deal with that man later. Whoosh! Oh, that's just an axe. I thought it was an item of some kind. In which case, however, how would I get to it? Okay, I've already had a chat with you. Boy's mother. I brought my child because I'd heard there was a teacher here who would teach him. But is it true he really doesn't want any money? I fear there must be some trick here. I've known Master Forsyth nearly all my life. Not a kinder and gentler soul in the realm, I tell you. No matter who you are, he'll greet you with a warm smile and a how do you do. Why, he even volunteers to pick up refuse and keep the streets clean. A man of his station. and yet occasionally a wistful gaze crosses his face, as if he harbors some sadness or regret deep in his heart. Why don't you just marry the guy? You love him so much. This man works hard to run the inn his father bequeathed to him, but he's not there. Though he has been pressured by his wife to renovate it to attract more customers, he is reluctant to do so because his deceased mother was terribly fond of the design. Ooh, now if only I had a thief. A widow who lives a modest life with her son. She manages to save a little bit every day and plans to use those funds for her son's schooling. And now I'm going to go steal an item that she possibly hid. There it is. Introduction to Adventuring. Okay, does anybody need that? I have so many quest items. Where the hell is that exactly? I have so many items. I have to sell so much of this stuff. Wind attire? Does somebody have that equipped? Oh no, that's just something I can sell, that's all. No big deal. My god, that squeal! My eardrum is burst! This is my first time having lessons. I wonder what we'll learn. A girl who loves looking at the colorful bindings of books. Though she cannot read, she still enjoys looking at the pictures and imagines a story all her own. Crap. But there's a hidden item, and I want it. Well, that's rather useless then. I never thought I'd get to take lessons. Feels like one of those. I feel like one of those fancy lord's sons. A resourceful young boy who excels at utilizing everyday items to create new objects. He uses leftover lumber from the carpenters and his mother's extra cloth to make toys for his friends. Since he's self-taught, however, he sometimes spends more time fixing the creation than making it. Oh, it's him! Well, you travel fast, don't you? You're the stranger who aided me before. Thanks to your assistance, I was able to set out on my journey. I have been traveling to help teach the poor and spread knowledge to all equally without restriction. These curious children gathered here to learn. But I do not have the tools they need to study. How can they study without study materials? So now I need to find study materials. Okay then. Be nice if I was able to organize this a bit better. Like if I could just instantly select junk items. Well, one thing I can do is just, you know, not go there. I'll sell these two things. I'll keep the introduction to adventuring and the mysterious seed for now, though. They may be useful in the long run, who knows. And what do you have to sell to me? Plate shields. Spike shields. Yeah, I think I'll pass for the moment. Really poor evasion on those. Ooh, golden hair pieces are pretty gear, though. I should get a couple of them. Silver vest. Grand armor. Ooh, silent capes, though that's expensive as hell. Yeah, I'll just buy a couple of golden hair pieces. And I'll put one on Cyrus and one on Ophelia. Although, hell, I've got enough money for one more, so let's just get one for Hanit while I'm at it. Or Hanit, or however it is you pronounce her name. There we go. I think I might actually equip the circlet on Tressa, come to think of it. Of course I could have done that in that menu, I just decided not to, apparently. Go figure. Oh no, what sort of high and mighty muckety-muck lives here, I wonder? Oh, nobody I can talk to. Well, I suppose I must have exhausted everything I could do here for now, then. The unadorned grave simply reads Lori. But that's... Wait. Okay, then. So now I need to figure out what the hell I need to do with that. I have the diary, and I have the grave of the person who owns the diary. I just don't know what to do with them.
In truth,
I don't really have anybody I can help you. Anybody who can help you. I guess I can't go to either of those places. There must be something down here that involves one of the characters. Another step of their journey must be up this way somewhere.
it's like this.
I know one person I can send to you, I just need to find somebody else. Let's head up to Whisper Mill. See what's going on up that way. Oh, treasure. Oh, fight.
Now, let us hunt him.
An interesting dilemma.
I do have a stone I can use. Can I?
A gift for you.
A gift? Although that, I suppose that is kind of pointless because, well, I can use a bow to weaken it too, come to think of it.
My turn now!
What next?
dilemma.
Screw it, let's just attack him. Oh man, that didn't hurt me anything.
Let's do this!
Lousy, tough old goat.
Letting my arrow fly.
My turn now. Ah! May the sacred flame shine forth!
Oh, that hurt like a son of a bitch. Don't like that. Screw it, let's use one of those soul stones. Why not?
What to do? I'll not be defeated. Ah!
Letting my arrow fly.
There we go, now I can wail on the thing.
Let's do this!
An interesting dilemma.
All right. Fight them down.
Not bad. A passing grade.
Soon Tressa learns a new skill. No, yeah, I've already been over here. Such a wide open field. My map is not terribly descriptive.
Ready or not, here I come!
Coming, if thou darest.
Should attempt to capture one of these things once it gets weak enough.
Oh, flames, rage strong.
Let's do this!
I just poke it a little bit, that'll work.
I'll do my best!
What next?
There we go. On our next turn, maybe I'll try to get her to capture the bush.
Let's do this! I'll not be defeated. Ah! I'll do my best.
There we go.
What to do?
Letting my arrow fly and true.
Only 1%. Come on now. Capture this thing then. Or not. Well, crap then. I wanted to be nice about this and you won't let me.
Flames, rage strong.
My turn now!
Coming, if thou darest.
I'll do my best. Bring about the miracle of healing. I'll do my
Fundamental
best.
instinct. Well, this is the first time I've come across anything that can confuse people.
What is the logical course of action?
Oh, flames, rage strong.
Letting my arrow fly and true.
Can I capture you now? No. No, I cannot.
Holding back nothing.
Oh no!
Oh no, I'll stab him in the back while I'm standing in front of him. It's rather skilled of you, Tressa.
Oh no!
What next?
Can I capture it now? Ah, the hell with it. Not worth it.
The hunt endeth.
Not at all worth it. Alright, Tressa, my dear, what can you learn? Hey, money to summon hired help to the battlefield. I'm sure, I guess? Or maybe battle points. Yeah, I'll get that one. I can see how that'd be handy in certain ways. And what's her new support skill? Hang Tough. When the user is not near death, all attacks that would reduce the user's hit points below 0 will instead leave the user with 1 hit point. Nice. Oh! Danger level 45. I guess I'm not coming up here yet. Goodbye! Yeah, let's go back to Swarky and see if I can head on up into the woods somewhere. I'll come back to get you later. Plan on going north for now, so... Yeah, so I'm gonna have to go left down along the trail and then head on up again. I believe Boulder Falls one of the next places I have to go to pick somebody up. Although I'm nearly level enough to go into that shrine or cave or whatever the hell it was I found over next to Noble Court.
Good day.
Soothing dust, eh? Just inhale the soothing dust and you'll feel better.
I will battle.
What is the logical course of action?
It's my turn now. I'll do my best. Yeah.
Letting the hunt beginning.
Let's take this thing. Capture as many animals as I can.
What next?
Because Hannet is confused and she thinks she's in a different game entirely. She believes she does have to catch them all.
Let's do this. How was that?
Ah, untouched. You just hear MC Hammer playing in the background. Let's go to Victor's Hollow. Yeah, I've already been that way. I think I've already tried going up this way, and I believe it was a bit above my level at the time, but it might be okay now? I don't know, let's see. No, I can do 21. Yeah, I'm not that far below that.
Open for business.
What next?
My turn now.
Don't bother trying to capture any of these critters this time.
What next?
Nothing will quiet
Well, okay
I'll do
then.
my best. Let's do this.
I think a bit of lightning can fix it, apparently.
You got more than you bargained for.
Oh, Cyrus can learn something new. Fire damage to all foes twice, ice to all foes twice. It's too far. Firestorm. Because he just likes to burn things. Percipience. Prevents the party from being surprised by foes. Ooh, equipping this skill with multiple characters will have no added effect. Well, that's handy. Cyrus rolls 20s on all his perception checks. All of them. Western still snow wilds to still snow. Oh, hello, what's this? Ooh, Shrine of the Huntress. Nice. A voice echoes in your head. Hail, traveler. I am Drefendi, the Huntress. I have a deep masculine voice. Unto thee who dost boldly venture to this place. No, I'm gonna stop doing that. I'll rip my throat out. I impart the knowledge of the heavens. See, this is great, because I guess what this means is that, at least for the passive skills, I could probably mix and match passive skills from different classes. And I can imagine that you can get some pretty awesome combinations with those. Now, I'm probably not going to bother changing anyone's class yet, at least not until they fully learn whatever class they're currently in. Duskbarrow and Victor's Hollow still snow. This way. Let's go down here.
Ready or not, here I come.
Come in, if thou darest.
Well, it being weak against fire is no big surprise. Oh dear. Oh dear!
I'll not be defeated.
How about light? How do you feel about light?
Sacred flame, shine forth.
Not too worried apparently.
What is the logical course of action?
Well, fire then. Firestorm it is.
Great inferno to scorch the land.
Perfect.
What to do?
Spears? Although I bet you any money is weak against axe. That would only make sense.
An interesting dilemma.
Come in, if thou darest.
Let's find out, shall we? That's what I thought. It is a tree, after all. Die, you rampant weed.
I'll not be defeated. I'll not be defeated.
An interesting dilemma.
I suppose I could have burned it.
Letting the hunt begin.
Can I capture it though? No, not easily.
My turn now.
Oh no! That was bad. Yeah, let's bring her back.
In Elfric's name, be saved. What to do?
Although I probably shouldn't have used that. I should have used an item. Oh well. No, not flee. I didn't mean to do that. Shit. Item, I meant to use that, yes. Nah, that would be a waste. Let's not use that.
How about this?
There. Let's just hope it doesn't attack Cyrus.
My friends,
Well then,
I am sorry.
Clearly it must have heard me. Hello, Death Zero. Thanks for dropping by. Radar. Yeah, I'm gonna have to check that and turn that on. I see, of course, I say it's like, well, hopefully it doesn't attack Cyrus, so then it attacks Cyrus.
bring about a miracle of healing.
Come in, if thou darest.
Clearly this creature hates me.
What to do?
Olive of Life, there we go.
Let me help.
It's been so long since I had to use one of those items, I completely forgot. Forgot which one raised people from the dead.
Great inferno! The land!
My turn now. Time to close up shop.
Somehow, we survived! Oh, okay. Well, I've already had that on, I guess, you know. It just wasn't very all that noticeable. Very all that noticeable, yes. That's some good English on my part. I mean, it's pretty tiny down there in the corner. It's pretty easy to forget about it. Hello, what's that? A hidden trail, you say? Maybe.
Now, letting us hunt him.
Oh look, fancier ratkin.
My turn now. Well then,
Sure, why not? Oh, they're actually weak against it. Well, okay, cool then.
Now, what next?
What next?
Yes, one drink too many kind of makes you a little oblivious, in my experience. As I have learned from several instances of personal experience.
What next?
Yeah, sure, I like those odds. Let's try it.
do my best.
Cool.
What is the logical course of action?
Let's do this.
How do you feel about wind?
The winds of fortune howling.
Ah, you're vulnerable against it. Good. Good.
What is the logical course of action?
Letting my arrow fly and true.
Let's do this. The winds of fortune howling. I'll do my best.
Let this be the end of them. Or not. They're tougher than I thought. Oh dear. Crap.
My turn now. Let your wounds be healed.
Using up all my SP. I really need to. Maybe I should
Coming,
go into the
if
town
thou
rather than
darest.
check out that hidden path.
Here I go.
Also, I should have used her skill, not that. Yeah, I should have done this.
The winds of fortune howling. I'll do my best. Oh, sacred light.
Letting the hunt begin it. The hunt endeth.
I was nearly murdered by rats, but we're fine now. Okay, yeah, let's head into that town before I go check out that trail. I think there's a way I can get there behind a tree or something. I presume. Ah, damn. I found all kinds of money on the ground.
Good day to you.
You're most welcome to Victor's Hollow, the jewel of the woodlands.
Aye.
Most know this place for our lauded arena. Please be sure to watch a match while you're here. Oh, this must be the arena that Hanit's mentor kept losing all his money at. This young man lives a carefree lifestyle and is devoted to the pursuit of pleasure above all else, or at least that is how he would present himself to others. In truth, he is an exceptional gladiator, ever in search of a worthy challenge. My husband stepped out of the house for a spell, but never came back. He has a large mole on the back of his hand. If you see such a man, please tell him to come home. A woman of Victor's Hollow, she once worked as a dancer in the Sunlands until she eloped with her husband. Though the two were never blessed with children, they enjoy a quiet life looking after their flower garden. Amnesiac? I washed up on shore here some years back with no memory at all of who I might be or even what I was once called. I keep on hoping that someone will recognize me one day and be able to tell me who I am. Surely someone must have known me, aye? Do you have a large mole on the back of your hand? Well, no, if that was who this was, then yeah. Oi! Get a hold of yourself! Forgive me. Let's try that again. mysterious man who somehow found his way to the woodlands. Stricken with amnesia, he has forgotten his identity. However, for some reason, he feels drawn to the sea and often finds himself walking toward it. Maybe he's just trying to drown himself. I'm a lowly swordsman, worn and broken. I've fought 1,000 battles if I fought one, and I'm tired of heaving this blade. But there's a fool lad who's gone and made me his hero, and wants to be a fighter like me. This is a wretched, dangerous trade, God's truth, and I wish I could dissuade him. A swordsman of many years. Once he fought for something near and dear to his heart, but over time came to realize that the man he was and the love he had were long gone. Though he harbors no regrets for the choices he made, he has no fond memories of his misspent days either. Crivens! Crivens! That's a lovely word you don't hear very often anymore. He's a true warrior, he is. I've a mind to get a sword and be like him when I'm a man grown. Did you know? He's never lost a fight, not one. You did something rude! You're a bad man! Okay. Okay, the lesson learned is don't scrutinize children. Although I can buy his candy from him. Well, I know exactly how to solve this problem then, I just need to fight this guy. Oh, shit. Okay, I'm not going to fight that guy right now then. I'll do it later. There's no way I'm going to be able to beat him.
Excuse me?
Become a swordsman? Who put that daft notion into my nephew's head? I fair believed his parents raised him wiser than that, though his father... Nay, best leave that unsaid. No, tell me more. This woman of Victor's Hollow looks after and worries over her nephew. She abhors violence with every fiber of her being and prays that the young boy will not follow in the footsteps of the gladiators, which fascinate him so. Share what you know. There we go. What's that you say? So the lad's father was a swordsman, was he? Ah, sad tale when a man's felled and leaves a young widow and a son to fend for themselves. Suppose the lad saw his father in me, us both being men of the sword. I did sleep around quite a bit when I was a younger man. Starting to think that mayhap I treated the lad overly rough. He needed a father, and reckon that could be me. Maybe he weren't wrong at that. Oh ho, lad, what are you playing at? Sir? Come here, lad. Huddle them shadows and into the sun where I can see you. So you will teach me fencing? Look ye, I've a better thing to teach you. Horse riding! What say you to that, then? I'd rather learn fencing, if it's all the same. Swounds, but you're a stubborn one. I'll teach you horses or I teach you nothing. You got that? If you say so, sir. Now let's go get you trampled by a horse. Could have been the father you lost, but nay, it'd take a better man than what I am. But sir, you are worthy and twice the man a'most. Stay around, won't you? These days, my nephew has a spring in his step. He has a new friend who sets a fine example. I've not oft seen him so happy these last few years.
Greetings.
Have you been to the orphanage? It's my pride and joy. We don't have much, but we get by somehow. You might not believe it, but some kind soul's been leaving us donations. It's as if the gods themselves are looking out for us. The woman woman who now runs the orphanage was herself given into its care some 12 years past by parents whose faces she could no longer recall. When she came of age, she decided to remain and repay the kindness she received, knowing all too well how much it was needed. Myrta's gang?
Good day.
To the west of this place is a cave with a marvelous underground lake.
Oh dear.
I've heard that a frightening monster resides there. You certain you wish to go? Well, apparently I can't. A man who often takes walks, albeit for no discernible reason. Though others may come to visit the nearby orphanage or to speak with the matron who runs it, he simply strolls about here with no particular purpose. Maybe he's got a crush on her. It's entirely possible. Nice. Delicious ground jam. Laconic father. My dearest daughter has up and disappeared. I raised her all myself, I did, after my dear wife passed away. I go mad was something to happen to her. High and low I've searched, yet not a bleeding trace I found. Ellie's her name. If you meet her in your travels, I beg you to send her home to me. Ever since his wife mysteriously vanished one day, he has had to care for his daughter Ellie by himself. That she bears such a striking resemblance to her missing mother fills him with a mixture of emotions. And even more resemblance now that she too has gone missing. Apparently it runs in the family, you know, vanishing. Who are you supposed to be? Mind your own business. Well, aren't you, Cherry? Ooh, Inferno Amulet. Yeah, well, never mind. Let's head back out on the trail, see if I can, get up that way. Although, alas, I'm going to have to stop shortly. I'll explore this area a little bit more before I do that, though. Oh, wait. This is the trail here, I guess. Perhaps.
Now, let us hunt him.
What is the logical course of action?
Oh, flames! Rage! Wrong!
I'll do my best.
I'll deal with these murderous trees. Actually, I'll have her defend for now. She's not of much use just yet.
Here I
Same for you, actually.
go. Let's do this.
And once again.
My turn now.
And once again. At least until I break their defenses.
Now, what next?
Like so.
Oh, flames! Rage! Wrong!
Letting my arrow fly and true.
I'll do my best. Here I go. There.
That was actually kind of pointless.
Let's do this.
What next?
An interesting dilemma.
And now they all gonna burn.
Now the true great inferno the land!
You should have studied harder.
Well, that worked out rather well. Now Ophelia can learn something new. That's not bad, let's learn that. Might come in handy for a boss or two, I'd say. Increase the party success rate when attempting to flee. Ah, nice. A few times I have tried to run from a fight, and I usually have not been able to, so... Treasure by a waterfall, how original.
Ready or not, here I come!
It's gotten to a point where you pretty much expect there is
Let's
to find
do
treasure
this.
next to a waterfall.
Come in, if thou darest.
I'll do my best. No, you will not. I'll not be defeated. No, you will not. Let's do this.
Everybody defend! Well, not everybody. You know.
Letting the hunt beginning.
Now let's have her defend too. We just want to unleash hell on these things after they're broken.
Letting my arrow fly and true.
Suppose I won't be that lucky?
Holding back nothing.
What to do? Well then. Here I go!
Actually, no, let's not.
Prepare yourself!
This!
May the sacred flame shine forth!
What is the logical course of action?
Now the truth great inferno to the land.
You should have studied harder.
Ah, you ain't so tough. Okay, you know what? Handouts is pretty close to learning a new skill, so let's just run around out here until I get into one more fight. Although I might get into one on the way down to town, who knows? Let's patrol the bridge. Do the town a favor. What a nice batch of heroes we are. But Tressa has a habit of rummaging through corpses'
then be
pockets
hunted.
for money.
I'll do my best.
I seem to recall these guys are kind of tough though.
Much to learn.
Swords?
Letting
Okay.
my arrow fly and true.
There we go.
My turn now! The winds of fortune are howling!
Oh, they're probably weak against the exact same stuff, to be honest. That would make sense.
Well then.
No mercy.
What to do?
Actually, I don't have Thief as a sub job yet. The only sub jobs I have are Scholar and Hunter, which I haven't given to anybody else yet. I'm gonna wait until, well, they learn most of the stuff for their original jobs before I change them over.
The winds of fortune are howling! You got more than you bargained for!
Because I could turn, say, Tressa into a Scholar, but I don't see any reason for having two Scholars. Yeah, those are the only two I found so far. I found the Hunter one in this area, and I found the Scholar one over next to this place called Noble Court. I wouldn't be shocked if I missed one. Well, like I said, I'm pretty sure at one point Tressa was rummaging through a corpse's pockets and found some money, so... Oh, speaking of, I don't think I equipped a support skill on her that I could have. Or did I? I don't know, I'm not sure. Oh, I like the look of that. No, I don't have it unlocked yet. Let's see. Second serving gives the equipping character a 50% chance of attacking twice when performing a standard attack. That seems really handy. Yeah, true enough about the sub-jobs. I may experiment with equipping one of those next. Not actually. You know what? The hell with it. I'm probably going to stop now in a moment, but I'm going to save it first, and well, I'm going to equip a sub job and then save it, I should say. That's a good point. That is a good point about that. I know, Tressa does seem fairly combat capable, so perhaps I'll make her a hunter for now. Yeah, I could make her a scholar, that would be amusing. Although, actually, no, maybe I should make her the scholar. And I should make him a hunter. There we go, why not? Change things up a bit. Yeah, I don't want to double up on a single class, although, of course, they're now going to start learning each other's skills, which is handy. Oh, and I've got plenty of job points so I can learn new skills now anyway. Aha! Excellent. Firestorm. Let's learn that. Boom. Firestorm. Lightning bolt. That'll do for now. And he can learn... Yeah, that's a good point. Using Tressa for any sort of magic-based thing is great, because the rest ability is amazing. It doesn't cost you anything, and she just gains points again. Which is why it's actually kind of... As soon as I find the merchant secondary job, I'm just going to give everybody that just long enough to learn rest, because, well, it's going to be a handy thing to have. Learn Thunderbird and maybe like Cold Trap. Well, evasive maneuvers is kind of pointless because I can't really equip it twice. Cyrus already has that one equipped. Good for other people to know it, though. That also doesn't have any added effect. If it's equipped on multiple characters. I'll just have to wait until they learn their next passive skill, I guess. Oh well. Now I have more strategies to think of, and hopefully I can find some more subclasses soon. Or sub-jobs, I should say. Class, job, whatever, same thing. Oh yeah, that's right, weapons. I should deal with that now before I forget about it too. Thanks for reminding me that. Oh yeah, because they can use the weapons of both classes, can't they? Well, I'll give him the arcane hatchet then. Okay, that's great then, because that means I can exploit all kinds of weaknesses. Okay, I didn't see a weapon shop here. Maybe there's one up this way. Oh, that leads somewhere. Ah, there we go. See if we can buy some new weaponry for people. Okay, so Cyrus needs a bow, which they... Oh wait, there we go. Tomahawk bow. That's going to eliminate most of my money. Okay, I think I need to go to a place that's a bit cheaper than this. Well, hell, if that's the case, then it's just a well for me to just equip subclasses as soon as I can. Let's head back to Noble Court. Oh wait, no, I don't know if Noble Court had it. No, they did. They did. I won't worry about equipping the best of the best in terms of weaponry just yet. I don't have the money for that. I need to get more fights to build up more cash. Or just run around as Tressa and find more money lying on the ground. Yeah, of course he doesn't really have much in the way of bows either. Damn. Onwards to the next place! Well, Flame's Grace probably has staves. That would only make sense, wouldn't it? I'm gonna think of it, do you have anything? Oh, you've got that. Ah, there we go. Yeah, let's buy a killer bow for Cyrus. And buy a quartz rod for Tressa. Hang on to the silver sword for now. I don't really need that pointed hat. I'll get rid of that. Alright. Let's do a double check. Sunland Spear, Wolf's Bow, Quartz Rod, Arcane Hatchet, Killer Bow, Composite Staff. No, we're pretty good. We're pretty good. Fights are going to get a lot more interesting now, because I have so many ways to attack people, and it's only going to go up from there. Alright. Anyway, that's about all I have time for today, so if you happen to drop by to watch, I thank you very much, especially you, Death Zero. You gave me some pretty decent advice with the job system in this game, and I appreciate that. Gonna make fights so much easier now. And, anyway, hopefully I'll see you fine folks next time. Now, the next time I get to stream, hopefully will be either Tuesday or Thursday. I'm expecting Thursday. At which point, I don't know, maybe I'll actually carry on with this. I mean, I've got a few going on, but I don't know, maybe I'll carry on with Octopath. I did leave this on the wayside for a few months before I jumped back into it a while ago, so yeah, I don't know. I might change my mind entirely by the time I get to that day, so we'll see. In any case, again, thanks for dropping by to watch, and I will hopefully see you fine folks next time. Until then, I wish you a farewell, and hey, hope you have a good day.